It's been a long road getting from there to here. It's been a long time, but my time is finally near. And I can feel a change in the wind right now. Nothing's in my way, and they're not gonna hold me down no more. No, they're not gonna hold me down, 'cause I've got faith of the heart, going where my heart will take me. I've got faith to believe I can do anything. I've got strength of the soul, and no one's gonna bend or break me. I can reach and start.
Hello there. May the 4th be with you. Or more specifically, may the stealth be with you. Hope that everyone's doing well. I'm Captain Numpty, or David Steele, and welcome to the channel. And today's mission is, I wouldn't say it's exactly Star Wars inspired, but we're going to be trying not to use too many Star Wars puns, although watch this space as to how all that goes. And we're in the Narwhal. And our mission is something of a show of force against the Chinese. So, it is June 1997, and the Brits and the Chinese are having a bit of a what-ho, or a what-to, about handing back Hong Kong. So, in my fictional scenario, and you know what, let's switch back to the map, I think. In my fictional scenario, the Brits decided that, actually, you know, I know we said we would give you back Hong Kong, but we decided we don't really like your human rights records, and
Sonar Sierra 1-0 is classified as merchant,
and we're not going to let you have it back. So the Brits are like, well, excuse me, like what now? So the long and short are, and that's an air asset, that's not good. The long and short are that the Brits and the Chinese are having a bit of a standoff, and the Chinese have said, well, we're going to blockade Hong Kong, and the Brits have said, fine, as long as we can get our tea, everything's good. And then they didn't get any more tea. So the Brits and Chinese are having a limited war, and of course the US, being the US, at least back in 1997, 18 years ago now, give or take, has decided to support the British, and quite rightly so, don't you know? No one gets to pick on the British other than the Americans, and so they don't want the Chinese doing it. Now, China responded by saying, well, fine, in which case, we're going to send our boomer and park it outside Hong Kong, and what are you going to do about it? Now, the Brits have their own boomers, and they absolutely can and will do something about it, but we happen to be in the area, and was suggested that perhaps we could take advantage of the Narwhal's supreme stealth and have a bit of an interception on the, I think it's called Zia, or how you say this, a bit of an interception on this boomer, this SSBN. Well, I mean, okay. Now, our mission is, when we detect the boomer and we're in a firing position, we
make depth 4, 5, 8, dive I.
got to talk to HQ and see if this is okay. Now, this does give me something of an issue, and that issue is that I really got to get up to a sort of, got to get a little less deep.
Con sonar new contact bearing 347 designated Sierra 1-1.
Got to get a little less deep to be able to do that. And I'm also going to pop.
Sonar Sierra 1-1 is classified as merchant.
And I also got to pop my sensors up. Oh, hello, this looks like a Chinese Chinese fed it to me. So, okay. I have a cunning plan. I have a plan more cunning than a fox with a degree in cunningness. I have a... That's a really terrible Blackadder pun. What we're going to do is create a bit of a distraction. And how hard is that going to be? Well, yeah, but we need to get our signal off so that the HQ can determine if we're good to go ahead and fire upon these guys. So what I'm going to do, and I don't know exactly how far away they are right now, but I'm going to go ahead and launch a couple of my new stealth torpedoes, and I'll talk about those in just a second.
Shoot 2-1. Aye, sir.
Now notice how they are not blasted out of the tubes. They're nice and quiet.
Shoot tube 2.
Con,
So.
dive at 458, dive I.
And we are
Come left
going to
2,
go turn
2,
direction.
2, 1. Helm aye.
I've got to get my ESM mast up, just to simulate the fact that we're sending a signal to HQ saying, you know, they're in touch.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 6. Last bearing 334. Contact faded.
We've got the message all prepped, so it's got to pop.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 5. Last bearing 329. Contact faded.
Gonna pop them.
Con sonar
Oh,
lost
wow.
contact.
Okay.
Sierra 1. Last bearing 324. Contact faded. Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 4. Last bearing 317. Contact faded. Con sonar regained contact.
Okay, I made the crew a little quieter, so hopefully you can still hear me over them. I'm going to pop up the ESM mast for just a few seconds. Message is fully prepared, so we'll go ahead and do that now. Now, whatever's floating around me is going to know where I am when I do that. Oh, it's close. Yeah, that's bad. Okay, message is done. Right. Let's get down to depth. And don't want to dive that hard because I've got wires on those torpedoes. Okay. So now, of course, we are vulnerable to
Sonar regained contact on Sierra 4 bearing 317.
Passing 100 feet.
to whatever may be looking for my radar. I'm gonna go ahead and put the crew up to be noisy again. I think that was roughly where they were. And the plan now, okay, so we're gonna route these stealth torpedoes. We're gonna route them more to the north. Now they are the Mark 52s, and if you've seen my other stealth torpedo video, you might be familiar with them. These are
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra.
Passing 200 feet.
the Mod 2 variants. They are the later improved.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 6 bearing 334.
They're wonderfully quiet.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 8 bearing 319.
They're wonderfully quiet, which is good. Now, I think I want to use this merchant ship behind me as something of a distraction.
Passing 300 feet.
So it's going to send the air assets to be sort of 5,000-6,000 yards to my east, and it gives me a bit of time to engage with the submarines. Now, I don't yet know. I don't have enough definition on my sensors to really know where they are. That's okay. The only one I really need to kill is the boomer. But when I said show of force, there's a whole bunch of targets out there.
Passing 400 feet.
We don't think they're going to really know or be able to detect me. Maybe with active sonar if they get close enough, because the Narwhal is supremely quiet. She does have a few issues, a few things to take note of, but in terms of like this kind of engagement, she's fantastic. The Mark 48 was always a big compromise because you blast that thing out the torpedo tube, and it's kind of noisy. Now we do have some of those on board. Let's see,
Passing 500 feet.
14 of those on board. Lots of those on board. So really, what I want to do is take out the boomer with my stealth torpedoes, and then I've got the ad caps, the Mark 48 ad caps, as my relief weapon, if you like. Now, I could happily fire an ad cap at this merchant ship, but it will likely get heard. Let's see. It might not get heard. Yeah, I could get away with this. What we want to do is create a bit of a distraction. So let's go ahead and actually prepare the Mark 48. I don't think that right now the Kilo is not going to be able to hear it, which is good. Now the tube I'm firing from is facing the Kilo, so I think what I want to do is just turn the boat around. There's a reason why I'm doing this.
Come left to 096, helm aye.
So when you fire a torpedo and it's blasted out of the tube with compressed air or water, whatever it uses, it's noisy. And if that noise points towards the enemy, yeah, they're totally going to hear it and they're going to know where you are. If you fire it on a tube that's not pointing towards the enemy, in fact in this case I'm actually going to end up just more or less turning my tail to them.
Come left to 131, helm aye.
They've got less of a chance of detecting it. Now this Kilo is going to detect it right now. I'm showing him running at 5 knots. Look at the bottom left of the screen. He's 10,500 yards away estimated. Now I don't think he's detected my running torpedoes yet, but he might at some point soon. Now the torpedo that I'm about to fire is
Con, torpedo room, tube 3 ready.
it's on the right side of the boat, and we can't really see it here. We can more or less see the tubes kind of in their little forward of the conning tower, essentially of the tower. So we know that they're not on the nose. That's where the sonar is in this beast. So we really want to get that pointing away from the enemy if we can. And we also really want to get these Mark 52s to be away from my location, which they're doing a pretty natty job of by themselves. Okay, so that's my Mark 48 ready at least. Look at the range on these things. So 95.5 minutes of I'd say fuel. It's not fuel. 95.5 minutes left of battery power. So we've got plenty of range in these. I can dogleg these to the far side of the enemy, which I may well end up doing. So they've got no chance of knowing where I'm from. But I got a horrible feeling that they're going to be able to detect the launch of my ADCAP. And that's bad. I do have a Mark 52 I can use as a standby, but I'd have to get a little shallower. That thing has got to swim out of the torpedo tube. Is easier in shallow water. Let's see, is the hand's not going to hear me, right? No, hand won't hear me, but the Kilo, or the improved Kilo might. We're not sure what class that is. In 97, we know the Soviets were getting Kilos from the Chinese were getting Kilos from the Russians, and they were being improved into the improved Kilo that we see. So that might be a Kilo, might be an improved Kilo, either way. I've set it as an improved Kilo because we just don't know.
Con, helm, steady course.
Okay, so now we're about the right, more or less. I still think it's going to hear me. It's difficult to know really whether I should fire this or not. I mean, I would like to cause a bit of a distraction, but
Come right to 208, helm aye.
if I compromise my stealth. So firing a torpedo like the Mark 48 makes 20 decibels worth of noise is how the game simulates it. And we look at the bottom right, my contact for Sierra 5, the Kilo improved, is showing passive detection of -10. So -10 plus 20 means plus 10 decibels, and that's what you need to be able to detect something. Now, if you know it's there, you can maintain a connection with between 1 and 9 effectively. So there is a range where you won't detect a new contact, but you will maintain contact with an existing one. I really would like to move further away from this Kilo now. If he really is located where we think he is, at some point he's going to hear those torpedoes, and then he's going to speed up. And when he speeds up, he's going to probably fire at those torpedoes, but also lose his ears on me. And so I can do something about that merchant ship. Now I'd like to take it out because that's my distraction. Plus, it looks suspicious. So let's go ahead and accelerate time. Let's check how long we've got to go on here. Oh yeah, we need to move these. Gotta keep these things moving. Like so, okay.
Con, helm, steady course.
It's got a steady course there. Kilo is still showing as -10. He's moving very sneakily. Perhaps I just want to take him out with a stealth torpedo. Could be fun. Or I can always fire a stealthy torpedo at the merchant vessel too. Not the end of the world either. I could just chance it. I'd like a better idea of where the primary target is right now.
Come right to 270. Helm I.
Because if I can take out the primary target at long range with these Mark 52s, that's exactly what these weapons were designed for, and that's what we really want to do. So let's accelerate time again. Kilo he's getting closer. He may have to be the recipient of a Mark 52. And then the
On
Han.
helm. Steady course.
Han doesn't concern me that much. Noisy, unreliable things. So our range is getting down to inside 10,000 yards now. So it's a dangerous place for the Narwhal to be. Okay. Oh, and now we know exactly where the Kilo is. 12,000 yards. But it's gonna hear me launch. Perhaps I save the merchant for another day. Or I just get my depth up to above the layer. Yeah, I might end up doing that. Let's get myself up to 150 foot, give or take, above the layer, and we'll fire at the merchant. We'll probably fire the AdCap if we can get away with it. But if not, we will at least... Oh yeah, I can go ultra quiet. Why didn't I think of this earlier?
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Let's see. Does it make a difference? Minus 13. It looks like we can go ahead and fire. I think...
Passing 500 feet.
This could end disastrously, but let's go ahead and do it.
Con, fire control, we've lost the wire.
We lost the wire, which we know. Let's get a stealth torpedo loaded. And I'm gonna keep my depth. I think I do want to get above the layer, actually. Let's see if we can tell depth of this. Yeah, he's about the 200 feet, give us.
Passing 400 feet.
We'll pop ourselves above the layer and see if that helps detection on the... I wouldn't say Seer. I might have that completely wrong. You know what? Let's be cunning about this. I'm sure I could get Google Translate to convert, or translate it or convert, you numpty. Let's go ahead and drop into Google Translate. Oh, yep, you want some languages, okay.
Passing 300 feet.
Yes, we'll go ahead and whilst we're here... That's not an encouraging sound either. Go ahead and get Mandarin or Chinese, simplify and Chinese traditional as it says. Take those, okay. Right, so English to... We'll try this.
Con, torpedo room, tube 3 ready.
Try the simplified. Okay.
Passing 200 feet.
Meanwhile, we'll just arrest the descent there. Right, let's just try this. Oh, there you go. It says it's the Zia. Let's try that again. See if we can pick it up with the mic. Sia. Okay. Well, we don't know where the Sia is, for sure. But if we manage to get my torpedoes close to it, we'll have a better idea.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Ultra quiet. We'll go ahead. I'm going to turn these towards the targets now, because, or hopefully where I think the target may be. I think so. It might be a little further away, and yeah, I think we'll separate these. So if we separate them, we increase the likelihood of a single boat detecting one of them, but it will give me the location of where that particular boat is. 60%, we know where it is. Okay, whilst we wait for that, let's look at the weapons I'm carrying on board. So yes, Mark 48 AdCaps. Got a few of those. The Mark 52, the Stealth, I actually have more than I thought. I think I've got 6. Maybe 8. Maybe I was carrying 8 and I've launched 2. I forget how many I've got, but as many as I could carry. We have a single lonely harpoon, and that's a noisy weapon. Its only purpose is if we manage to force a submarine onto the surface, and supposing it's the Seer, we force it onto the surface, we'll try and sink it with a harpoon if we can. Now below that are 3 Sea Lance weapons. Now the Sea Lance was cancelled in the early 1990s. And so I'm supposing that these are the experimental weapons that, or prototypes that were maybe kicking around that need a good home. So for whatever reason, the US Navy decided, we'll go ahead and keep these operational because you never know when they're useful. I know when they're useful. They are a very noisy weapon. When we blast one of these off, it will compromise our location very, very quickly. But against that, if you're trying to reach out and sink a long range or a submarine that's at long range, they're potentially very useful. As a last ditch, he's coming for me weapon. They're not so great because they have a minimum range. But like I say, if the Seer is running away from me, what's its top speed? Is it in the low 20s? I think 25. Okay, well it's based on a Han. If it does decide it's had enough of the battle and it wants to run away, and it's 25 knots, I can't catch it. I can do 25 knots myself, but I can't catch it. But if, however, I can get a sea lance on its case, I might be able to slow it down or force it to the surface or something similar. And if I do that, then I've got sea lance and harpoon can tackle it.
Con sonar, Sierra 8 is cavitating.
Okay, which one is Sierra 8? It's this Kilo here. Now, maybe this Kilo is not where we think it is. And maybe it's doing a Crazy Ivan equivalent. Maybe it's further north and it's detected torpedo 1. I don't know. Alright, let's accelerate time again. It's still showing it's doing 5 knots. The Sierra 5 appears to have turned. 5 knots though, still. So we're operating up above the layer. Yeah, well, kind of on the layer. Let's get a little shallower, I think. I did say 150 feet, and I stopped our ascent before then. I'm going to run these torpedoes west. Okay, that's got me more or less above the layer. He's still, 01 is still above, just below the layer, so I expected that. Okay, what's this? This Han, okay, well we figured we knew where the Han was. Let's take a look at him. There he is. He's cavitating, really? Oh, he was cavitating, okay. Keep information with his buddy there. Alright. Easy victims for more stealth torpedoes, but I think if I launch a stealth torpedo at them now, I've got a pretty good chance of killing them, and it will create havoc. So I think I'm going to go ahead and prepare for that. So the plan right now is I would like to coordinate a lot of things happening at the same time. So as you look to the bottom, the right hand corner of my display, you can see that the ADCAP is now tracking the Sierra 10. I suspect it will be able to take it out with just one hit. That's perfect. I'm going to get myself below the layer, and I'm planning on firing a stealth torpedo at the combination of Sierra 2 and Sierra 5, and arguably Sierra 8 might be in the
Passing 200 feet.
mix there as well. We're going to cause havoc in very short succession. Let's drop here and watch Sierra 10. Is it 10? Yeah, the merchant get him at 48 out of the Jack Sea, and this is going to cause a lot of consternation amongst the Chinese forces, I think.
Con sonar lost contact.
Okay.
Sierra 10, last bearing 089. Contact breaking up.
Make no bones, they would have absolutely heard that.
Con sonar launch transient from Sierra 3.
Okay, so a single torpedo has been fired. Sierra 3 is that Han at the approaching torpedoes. Okay, now we really want to know where Sierra 1 is, and they're pinging actively. So, I think Sierra 1 might be a lot closer than we thought. Alright, stage 2 then. We're going to get a stealth torpedo out here at these bad guys. Let's get them... get the torpedo, maybe, what do we think? 4,500 yards away, give or take.
Con, fire control, we've lost the wire.
we're going to get another stealth torpedo loaded here as well. Now the reason why we're going 4,500 yards is it puts the weapon at a range of basically me.
Come right to 081. Helm aye.
So I have 2 wires in the Narwhal. It's just the one vessel firing, Sierra 3. He must have got spooked by something, maybe. Did he pick up the torpedo? I guess he did. Okay. We'd like to follow that Mark 52 with another one. We don't want to bring it too close. As if we bring it too close, if the first one hits a target, the second one may well just home in on the disintegrating submarine. Same thing with air-to-air missiles. If you hit something with an air-to-air missile, and you've double tapped the target, the second one may well just end up hitting the destroyed or being process of broken up second target.
Con, torpedo room, tube 3 ready.
I've got my Mark 52 ready.
Rig ship for ultra
Go
quiet.
back to ultra quiet. Where is Sierra 1?
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 1, 1. Last bearing 3, 4, 3. Contact faded.
So there's a chance. You see, he's now moving away. He's I think he's detected us. Our torpedoes. He's moving away.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 1, 1. Bearing 3, 4, 3.
Although that might just be because we've changed location, of course, or we're changing our direction. Difficult to say, to be fair. Sierra 2, the Han is off to investigate the sinking merchant. Might be something going on down there. We know that Sierra 3 got wind of me, and he's coming this way too, so let's give this just a little more time. Time is the what you need in a game like this. Still 3,500 yards left. Yeah, Sierra 1 looks its Chia looks like he's running away from me. Which is over for my torpedoes. We don't have anything else on him. We've given him a lot of total array, I suppose in theory you might say, a lot of opportunity to be picked up, but nothing yet. I actually want to just be closer to 060, I think, on my course.
Come left to 060. Helm aye.
So one thing I can do is make this one of these torpedoes, one of the Mark 52s, make them live. Make them live and make them ping actively, and that could cause panic amongst the plan ranks, because suddenly there'll be a torpedo in their midst, and they're all going to detect it, and they're probably all going to fire upon it. The risk there is if Sierra 1 is too far away, we're not going to know where it is. See, look at that. Look to my east. There's a sonar buoy dropped pretty much where the torpedo was, or the tail end of the torpedo track.
Con, helm, steady course.
Sierra 3 is about to run into my Mark 52, and he's not going to hear it either. Alright, let's make Sierra 2, let's turn it live with sonar on and see if we can pick something up and scare everything else. And torpedo 1.
Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra. Con sonar, Sierra. Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra. Bore.
Well, that worked. So we know where Sierra 4 is. Question is, we're going to pick up Sierra 1. Still doing 5 knots, 42% chance or detection on it. When Sierra 3 and Sierra 5 and Sierra 2 possibly pick up my approaching torpedo, they're going to fire down that vector. And so that puts me into harm's way. So I think what we'll probably do is just get a Sea Lance ready. And we can fire upon at least Sierra 4. Love to know where Sierra 1 is. I had a feeling it's probably closer than than I think. So let's point Sierra 2 towards Torpedo 2, even towards Sierra 4. Let's see if that can trigger anything. I could probably ping Sierra 1 and get a good idea where it is. Yeah, I think I could. 25 decibels on the active sonar right now. That's got my stealth torpedo searching, and Sierra 3 is turned away almost immediately. Okay. I think desperate times call for desperate measures. I'm going to go ahead and ping actively, make a whole ton of noise once my Sea Lance is ready. And if we have to, we'll deploy Sea Lance. If we can hit the fleeing boomer, we will. That's a priority target.
Torpedo room, tube 4 ready.
Here goes nothing.
Con sonar, switching to active search.
Now, operationally, we should never be doing this yet. There he is.
Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 5. Con sonar, switching to passive search.
We should never really give away our location
Con
like
sonar,
this.
launch transient
There's a
from
lot going
Sierra
on. Look at
6.
that.
Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 8.
Now I'm going to switch to add caps because I think I need the additional speed on my weapon. Let's go ahead and get an ad cap loaded here. So let's see, Torpedo 2. I don't really need. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Look at that. Zia's fleeing those torpedoes. That's good to know.
Come right to 232, helm I.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 316.
Passing 300 feet.
I'm getting my depth down again. I think what I'm gonna do. Oh, we can pincer the Zia here. Very nice. Let's get my speed up to 10 knots to help me turn the corner, I think.
Make turns for 10 knots. Maneuvering
Did
I.
anything hit me?
Con sonar, Sierra.
Con maneuvering. Making turns for 10 knots.
Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
Okay, so Torpedo
Passing
2
400 feet.
is likely to detect
Con sonar, lost contact.
Sierra 4 is picked
1,
up right now.
Last bearing 328.
Let's divert
Contact
that
is in
round.
the baffles. Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 2, last bearing 334. Contact is in the baffles.
Come right to 242, helm I.
What's happening right now in the Chinese fleet is they know that they're being attacked from the air.
Con sonar, regained
Passing 500 feet.
Via
Con sonar, lost contact.
Look at that.
Sierra 5, last bearing 328. Contact breaking up.
So they know that they're being attacked from the south. They heard the Sea Lance launch, and
Con sonar, regained contact on Sierra 2, bearing 335. Con sonar, regained contact on Sierra 4, bearing 332.
yeah,
Passing 600 feet.
they heard.
Con sonar, regained
Come on,
contact
crew.
on
Let me get a word
Sierra
in.
5, bearing 329.
I really don't want to target Sierra 4 with.
Con sonar, regained contact on Sierra 3, bearing 321. Con sonar, regained contact on Sierra 7.
Con, helm, steady course.
Okay, come on, Torpedo 2. Stop acquiring Sierra 4.
Passing 700
We
feet.
want you to acquire Sierra 1. So I made it go active too soon. And of course, Sierra 4 was probably doing its job, which the crew might not be meaning to do this. Oh yeah, I'm getting targeted wire guided. They've now detected me, so I think the game is afoot. I'm actually
Make
gonna
turns for 15 knots.
go
Maneuvering
ahead
I.
and take on.
Passing 800 feet.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 332.
I think pretty much the game is afoot. They know where I am right now.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
So let's go ahead and get my depth back up. I'm actually going to go ahead and fire a speculative Mark 48 anyway. We'll fire it. I would like to be a little less deep, but okay. I was hoping to use depth to just kind of disguise me, but nope. We really don't want to lose the wire on these, but I don't think I have that much of a choice.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 323.
Because if they drop something on me like a torpedo or depth charges, I'm going to have to take immediate evasive action. Oh, yes. Hello.
Passing 800 feet.
So it turns out that Torpedo 2 is in range of Sierra 1, and that's very good news. Whether I can actually target it from this distance, I don't know.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 323.
So I think it's gonna the torpedo's gonna target Sierra 4. Let's take a look, and let's get a sea lance ready.
Passing 700 feet.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
It's not like he took any damage. Okay. Really?
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Oh yeah, Sierra 1 is like, doesn't know where to go
Sonar,
right now.
Noisemaker bearing
Good.
332.
And he's... Yeah, Torpedo 2 is right on top of another target
Passing 600 feet.
as well.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
I think he's about
Con,
to eat it.
fire control.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 327.
I'm going to make the sonar active on Torpedo 2 right now.
Con, fire control,
yeah,
weapon
there we go.
acquired.
It's targeted the primary target right now. That's good, and if I can get my depth up a little quicker, which is not happening right now, I'm gonna have a chance to be able to engage
Passing 500 feet.
with a sea lance. I think I might have to run to 20 knots, because if we look at the tactical situation, I'm playing Missile Command here right now with a whole bunch of
Torpedo room, tube 4 ready.
bunch of torpedoes coming my way. Some of them are wire guided, and that's not good. That's really not very good. Okay, we're almost at 400 foot.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 321.
In the spirit
Passing
of
400 feet.
hand waving, we're able
Con
to.
sonar, noisemaker bearing 336.
Okay, let's run to 20 knots.
Make turns for 20 knots. Maneuvering
I'm probably
on.
going to lose the wire, and because this thing takes a time to accelerate, we're going to run to 25 knots. But first things first, let's go ahead and get this.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing.
Okay, forget.
Make turns for
Con sonar, we are cavitating.
Alright, let's go. We're now running up to flank speed, and we have to get out of here.
Passing.
Con sonar, no longer cavitating.
I'm going to assume that,
Passing 500 feet.
that my weapons will guide themselves to whatever target is
Con
appropriate.
sonar,
Passing 600 feet.
And I have decided I need to go somewhere else. I guess
Passing 700
anywhere
feet.
else, because everything now,
con sonar.
come left to 168. Helm aye.
everything is now aware of me, which is good. 'cause
Con sonar, torpedo in the water, torpedo in the water, bearing 311.
that's good, the fact that that torpedo's detecting me, but okay.
Passing 1100
Might be
feet.
able to duck out here.
Passing 1200 feet.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 2, bearing 349.
I only want to exceed my
Con
test
sonar.
depth if I can
Passing
help it. There
1300
we go, okay. Right, we may have dodged a bullet there because the torpedo that detected me is the one that's to my
Con
northwest.
sonar regained contact on Sierra 3, bearing 345.
And when it turned around,
Con sonar, torpedo in the water, bearing 345.
it lost me.
Con sonar, torpedo in the water, torpedo in the water.
Nothing else did, though.
051.
Okay, well, that's fine. Both of those torpedoes that detected me, one is the one that's more to my north, one's the more
Con
to...
sonar, noisemaker bearing 347. Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 1, bearing 336.
That'll be a...
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 3, bearing 347.
airdrop torpedo. So the two torpedoes that detected me, one's to my north, one's to my northeast, immediately turned around to get down to depth, and it looks like they haven't really...
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 3, last bearing 349. Contact is in the baffles.
It's like they haven't reacquired me, which is very good news, because that means that, well, they're not that good quality. And if they don't know exactly where I am,
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 4, bearing 345.
it means that, yeah, I've dropped off their detection. Now, even at 25 knots, the Narwhal is quiet. She's not that quiet,
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 337.
but she's
Fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
clearly quiet enough to duck out of torpedoes fairly easily, which is very good
Come
news.
right to 271. Helm I.
I dare say she's not going to be that
Con
quiet.
sonar regained contact on Sierra 3 bearing 354.
She's not that quiet that she can avoid depth charges. Okay, so we're going to run it flank.
Con, helm.
West.
Steady course.
I'm getting picked up on the right tip sonar, but the fact that their weapons so far have been...
Con, torpedo room, tube.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 340.
that's not good. He was just about on target, so he's able to hear me. Whatever the heck this is that's dropping weapons on me. I think I need to change my depth. Yeah, let's
Passing 1,300 feet.
go ahead and I've changed my course. The best way to avoid depth charges is not to get detected. If you are detected, you usually
Passing 1,200 feet.
can evade by rapid changes of depth and course.
Passing 1,100
In
feet.
theory, at the same time,
Con sonar regained contact.
Passing 1,000 feet.
it's not always possible to do that at the same time for whatever reason. Perhaps
Passing 900 feet.
you're running shallow. And if that happens, do the best that you can. You don't want to be going in a straight line at a straight depth. And yes, it's true, the Han Solo maneuver, or a gentle left turn, can be very effective at avoiding depth charges, at least from one source. If there's multiple sources, which there often are, it's less useful. Let's see if we can get this guy. So there were two of them, so that doesn't help. Oh no, did he drop anything on me?
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 358.
Con, knuckle
I did
form.
not want the knuckle, but never mind. Okay, so we've got a reasonable connection on Sierra 1. Let's take a look. Did he eat one? Did he get hit? He did, by at least one. Just one. Alright, we don't know what got him, if it was a sea lance. He may be mission compromised, or at least partly compromised, because look, the rear end of his ballistic missile appears to have been hit, but maybe he's still being pursued. I don't think he is. Well, that's good to know. I think what I want to do now, get another weapon in his vicinity, but I can either...
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 3, last bearing 022. Contact faded. Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 2, last bearing.
Make turns for 15 knots. Maneuvering I.
I've got a sea lance that's ready to go. How many more of these do I have? Now, I know I'm going to get detected if I fire a sea lance,
Passing 800 feet.
but it is more immediate than firing a Mark 48. So
Passing 700
I
feet.
think what I want to try and do is both, ultimately. There's
Passing 600 feet.
more targets coming my way, more weapons coming my way. There's rapid change of depth.
Passing 500 feet.
Going to go ahead and get my nose level, but my depth still coming up. It's close enough, like so. 400 foot is what I set Sea Lance at. Now the real deal is probably not capable, if it were real in service, of doing it that deep, but it's May the 4th. I Jedi mind tricked you. It works at 400 feet.
Passing 400 feet.
400 feet works for me. Now let's check this depth of this guy. Yeah, it's about the right depth. Okay, let's get one of these out just for the sake of it. I'm going to send it to about this location and just have it search for this guy, because he might change his course.
Shoot 2-1. Aye, sir.
And because we feel so inclined, we're going to get one of these the last sea lance out on his location too. We've got to sink this guy.
Shoot 2-4. Aye, sir.
Otherwise, what was the point? And because I'm...
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 2, bearing 007.
Because I'm feeling obnoxious,
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra.
Make turns for 20 knots. Maneuvering I.
we're also going to get Mark 52 ready.
Passing 400 feet.
Anything that happens to be following me. Now, I want to keep my depth just about the 400-foot point. I'm running at 20 knots right now.
Con maneuvering, making turns for 20 knots.
I can fire at 20 knots. Let's bring my speed down to 15, I
Making
think.
turns for 15 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Let's see, can we watch this? Yeah, here we go. This is the Sea Lance whizzing its way. And this is the Chia. There's Chia. Yeah, he's where's my weapon? There's a lot of weapons in the water right now. There's one up in the air. Oh, it's just deployed. Let's see, is he going to sit? There he is.
Torpedo room, tube 4 ready.
This might sink the boomer, or force him to the surface, and if it's also forced to the surface, I'm going to harpoon him. And it may also not...
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 2, last bearing 0, 1, 2. Contact is in the baffles.
May also not make a
Con
difference.
sonar regained contact on. Sierra 2, bearing 0, 1, 3.
So I'm changing my depth and my course, and I'm going to watch this engagement. It's going to sting in the morning, lad. Now let's see, what do? Are you going to go to the surface? Are you going to continue?
Passing 500 feet.
Well, you are descending. I don't know whether that's by design or not. Okay, let's switch back to me. Right, so what we are showing is we are being tracked down, followed.
Con sonar regained contact on. Sierra 3, bearing 0, 3, 7.
By,
Passing 600 feet.
it looks like at least one torpedo is weighing at it. So I'm going to go ahead and fire a Mark 52, more or less in the location of what I think is this Sierra 8 Kilo.
Shoot
So-
tube 4. Aye, sir.
And I'm going to go ahead and change course. I'd like to track down the Chi.
Come left 2, 1, 2, 1. Helm aye.
He appears to be still playing around with his depth.
Passing 700 feet.
Is he still sinking?
Con sonar lost contact.
No.
Sierra 3, last bearing 0, 3, 9. Contact is in the baffles. Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 2, last bearing 0, 1, 9. Contact is in the baffles.
I'm a little concerned.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 3, 5, 1. Contact is in the baffles. Con sonar regained contact.
Passing 800 feet.
That's actually two torpedoes following or heading in my direction.
Con sonar regained contact on. Sierra 2, bearing 0, 1, 9.
Doesn't look like
Con
they've...
sonar regained contact on. Sierra 1, bearing 3, 5, 0. Con sonar regained.
Con, helm, steady course.
I'm seeing some evidence of
Passing 900 feet.
the fact that they've changed their location, but that's interesting. One of those torpedoes
Con
immediately to
sonar
my
regained
north.
contact on. Sierra 4, bearing 0, 1, 0.
It's moving quicker than the other one. Now, I'm notching them right now. And what we mean by notching is we're traveling perpendicular to their course. We're trying to get out of their sensor cone as quickly as we can. I'm also descending, and that's
Passing 1,000 feet.
That's partly because I'm not quieter or deeper water, but I'm able to got a bit more space above me to be able
Con
to.
sonar regained contact on. Sierra 7, bearing 0, 2, 3.
To be able to maneuver if I need to. Now I'm running at 15 knots. I can most definitely run. Okay, this one's just gone live. I'm going to turn away.
Passing 1,100 feet.
Present my tail to him. I don't think it's going to pick me up though, because look, it's still.
Con sonar, torpedo in the water.
there we go.
Torpedo in the water. Bearing 3, 3, 4.
Let's run at flank, and we'll see if this if we can increase the distance. So
Con, fire control. We've lost the
I
wire.
lost the wire on the Mark 52. Okay, we'll get an ad count loaded. So here's the distance that we've got between us.
Passing 1,200
So
feet.
the torpedo...
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 3, last bearing 039. Contact faded.
Torpedo circles round, and let's see if it can pick me up again, and I don't think it has. Look at that. Alright, that's great news.
Come left 2. Make turns for 15 knots. Maneuvering
Okay,
aye.
well, we've reached the
Con
point.
sonar
Con maneuvering.
Passing 1,300 feet.
Reached our test depth, what do you know? Okay, there we go. That was close. Oh, our test depth is actually 1,320 foot.
Passing 1,300 feet.
We're at 1,300, give or take. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and set the autopilot there, like so.
Make depth 1,300 feet. Dive by.
Pretty certain I've dropped off everyone's sensor range right now. We'll find out when this torpedo circles back towards me. No, doesn't know where I am.
Dive at 1,300 feet. Dive by.
So I'm going to pause recording for just a second.
Con, torpedo room, tube 4 ready.
My primary target is escaping, and I really want to take care of everything else, but I don't think he's mission capable anymore. In fact, I know he's not mission capable. And so, do I count this as a victory? I don't know. But let me pause recording. I'm going to let this play out for just a little bit longer, and I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Hey, so welcome back. I know it doesn't seem like it. In fact, I'm sure it's been the blink of an eye. But in the real world, a period of time has passed, and in the game, also a period of time has passed too. Let's take a look at what I mean. Well, first things first, we took care of our primary target. And when I say we, if you look, in fact, let's just zoom in on the area. I did send a Mark 48 behind to chase this guy, but I never reached him. In fact, the Mark 48 that you see here, which I'm going to take a look at, never reached the target, and it sank by itself. So they either managed to, I don't know, beach it somehow. I don't think they did. I can't see where its low location is, but the long and short are, we didn't hit it with the last Mark 48. It took care of itself. So, that's good. I never got to see that. And meanwhile, we are being, I will say harassed, because harassed is the wrong word, but the rest of the plan, the rest of the PLA Navy, is presumably out to come get some revenge on me, but they're having difficulty tracking me down. And yes, that torpedo that was fired, that you can see to my west-southwest, that came from Sierra 8, from the Kilo, and he fired that. He actually detected me on, I think, active sonar and fired it towards me, and it was wire-guided. And then his sonar man alerted him to, I say, chaps, there's something in the water next to us, and then before you knew it, it was taken care of. So that's good. And now, I'm repositioning to tackle everything else, so, let's see, they're a lot shallower, at least. Yeah, a lot shallower. This hand. So, my plan of attack right now is I'm going to go ahead and engage with everything else. Let's get myself up to 500 feet. I'm going to accelerate time.
Con sonar launch transit
now see,
from
that's
Sierra 3.
That's interesting. So Sierra 3, yeah, he's detecting me on active sonar, and can you wire guide that? I think you can. I'm going to go ahead and get up to his depth. Oh, he's actually periscope depth. This is what he sees. He's above the layer. The fact that he can detect me is great, but maybe I want to get to 200 feet. There are still air assets in the area that I am very much aware of, and they can still cause me a lot of damage and pain. In fact, they could sink me. So, I think what I want to do is I need to get a torpedo out towards this guy. He's 10,000 yards away, well within range of a Mark 48. But I don't think I want to do this right now. I wonder if I just want to go evasive on him. All right, let's do some trolling.
Make turns for 25 knots. Maneuvering aye.
We'll get my speed up to, let's do it to 20 knots, I think.
Make turns for 20 knots. Maneuvering aye.
We're not going to charge this guy exactly, but we're gonna close the distance to him, and I'm going to do some torpedo evasion, I think.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 2, last bearing 018. Contact faded.
So we can't detect
Con
him.
sonar lost contact. Sierra 4.
Con, come left to 047. Helm aye.
Nor for that matter can we detect his torpedo that is coming towards me at such great speed. I think most by cavitation at 20 knots. It's probably
Con,
300
helm,
feet.
steady course.
So we'll reduce our depth to close to 300. Might be 400 feet. I don't recall.
Passing 600 feet.
So 20 knots. It's still pretty quick. In fact, it's not a speed that we can easily
Passing 500
detect stuff from. But we can still launch weapons at 400 feet.
Passing 400 feet.
I guess it's 300 feet then. Just tip my nose forward a little bit with the dive planes. There we go. Let's do that. Set my depth 300 with autopilot.
0 feet, dive high.
We're doing this, we're going to troll them because they're going to hear us. Their air assets going to hear me, the submarine assets are going to hear me, and in fact we can see the submarine's torpedo dead ahead. So this will be a down the throat shot, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to skid. Actually, I'm going to get my speed up 25 knots. We're going to
Make turn.
Con sonar, we are cavitating.
do some fairly straightforward evasion here. I'm just going to get up to 200 feet. We're going to make a ton of noise. Quite intentionally make a bunch of noise.
200 feet, dive high.
We want to know where they are. We want to know where the bad guys are. And to do that, the best way is to see when they fire torpedoes at me. Now, here's the good news. We'll see where they are. And we'll see close to the point of origin. And yes, they are going to evade, but at the end of the day, we'll know where they are. The bad news, it'll be like playing Missile Command, and I think I made that reference earlier on. There'll be a whole bunch of torpedoes raining down on me from the north. And we're going to have to evade them all. Of course, they're going to turn around. So here we are, going head on towards this thing. Never a sensible thing. What's our distance? 2,200 yards.
Con, dive at 200 feet, dive high.
Let's see. Detect. We don't know where the air asset is. It's fine either way. So I'm going to do a gentle turn to the right and then a hard turn to port. Try and throw this thing off with a knuckle.
Con, maneuvering. Making turns for 25.
Con, knuckle form.
There's the knuckle, and surprisingly, it worked. See, it's coming right at me. I don't think the knuckle would necessarily work. Okay, the torpedo's also going to break west as well, and it's probably going to turn back at me. Oh, not yet. Now I'm ready to do another knuckle. Of course, it's live.
Con, knuckle formed.
Right, so now it's
Con sonar, torpedo in the water. Torpedo
everything
in the
I said
water.
about the
Bearing
torpedo losing lock.
040.
No, that's complete nonsense. I'm going to turn hard to starboard. I'm actually going to do a numpty shuffle. We're going to dive, and knuckle at the same time.
Con, knuckle formed.
And drop a noisemaker. Now, it's still wire guided, so this is a very risky move.
Passing 300 feet.
Here we go.
Con, knuckle formed.
Again.
Passing 400
I'm going to
feet.
drop like a stone.
Con sonar, no longer cavitating.
See if we can get
Passing
underneath
500
this
feet.
thing, and it won't be able to detect me. Now,
Passing 600 feet.
its parent submarine surely can detect me. We're heading
Passing
right down towards
700
that
feet.
guy.
Passing 800 feet.
Get my ballast up to 0.
Passing 900 feet. Passing 1,000 feet. Passing 1,100 feet.
Okay, a little bit of pitch
Passing
up.
1,200
1,200 feet. I'm going to refine my depth with my ballast right now. Get ourselves down to 13-20 foot deep. So it's managed to avoid us, which is wonderful. But I suspect it's gonna
Passing 1,300
come by
feet.
and get us. Let's just pitch up a little bit. We don't want to exceed 1320 foot. 1314, 1315, 1316. Okay. A bit disappointed this torpedo didn't turn around and follow me. What I want to try and do is leading back to the enemy. There's my noisemaker behind me. Let's see, is it... No. It's not got sniff of me yet. When it gets sniff of me, or when it detects something about me, it's going to drop its depth and head deep. And when that happens, I'm going to head up towards the surface and get back up to 200 feet, give or take. But so far, absolutely nothing. I was turning around. Let's see if it picks me up at this distance. What's its distance now? 1,500 yards, and here it comes. Okay. So pull hard on the
Passing 1,300 feet.
dive planes. See how it's cutting inside a circle. That's because it's not moving in just the one.
Passing
The
1,200
plane's
feet.
moving in two. What we want to do is, by the time it gets down to depth, we want to be quite a
Passing
bit higher.
1,100 feet.
It's a good chance we'll be out of range. Especially
Passing
seeing as
1,000 feet.
we are pretty quiet now. That's interesting.
Con sonar.
Passing 900 feet.
That's two more torpedoes coming right at me, and they're
Passing 800 feet.
being curved towards me. Now that tells me
Passing 700
they
feet.
are very definitely a threat.
Passing 600 feet.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 3.
Passing 500 feet.
Let's see, how shallow are these torpedoes? I bet you
Con sonar. We are cavitating.
they are at
Passing 300
shallow
feet.
enough to be concerning. Now, I'm happy to go above the layer at this point, which means 188 feet or shallower, which we're
Passing 200 feet.
close
Con
to. There we
sonar.
go. Okay,
Torpedo in the
so
water.
they've
Torpedo in the water. Bearing 029.
they've picked me up, and they are. So there's a third one in the distance there as well. Okay. What we're going to do is try and lead these back to at least one of the
Con
sources.
sonar. Torpedo in the water. Torpedo in the water. Bearing 027.
Fully expect the third one to also acquire me as well. I'll just give the. I really want to give the second one the chance to sort of acquire me, but I don't think I'm going to have the chance. Let's knuckle this.
Knuckle formed.
This torpedo. Does he have a wire? Yes, he does. Okay, that's bad. That's the
Knuckle
turn,
formed.
drop like a stone. I may have misjudged this one slightly.
Passing 200 feet.
Yeah. Did. Well, look at that. We are sunk. I mean, I would say who knew, but I think pretty much anyone in the audience who was watching this could have guessed that was going to happen. So, indeed. Well, that's rather unfortunate. Well, may the 4th be with you. I hope that you got something from this video. And, yeah, I wish I had my lightsaber right now. I could bounce these things back at the enemy. That was my plan. Very aggressive. Far too aggressive. Didn't work out for me. Who would have thought? Hope you got something from this. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you the next time. Thanks, everyone. Take care. Goodbye.